So apparently there are some people out there on ESPN that have given their, I guess you could say, mock or suggestions of where Jalen Ramsey could land up and for what. You know what we're going to do? We're going to read them and we're going to react to them. So let's jump into this. What is up, Finn fans? Friday. It is Friday. And we have 3 more days than minicamp. And Alan, Omar, David Fiorinez, Joe Shad, all Perkins, all the guys will be there for the full 3 days. So I will be able for your Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, give you full breakdowns instead of kind of like the days that they're not there. I kind of just show you the videos and yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. So we get a mini camp update and find out who's there and all that stuff. Maybe I'll do a preview on Monday of what mini camp essentially is and who will show up, who might not. Let me know if you want me to. If you don't, I have other things. Literally have a dry erase board over here with a whole series I'm doing of camp position battles, which is going to be twice a week up until training camp. So you got that. Then I have all of these other videos, 12 other ones. So got a lot of content for you guys during this time where you're going to be craving any type of football. But before we jump into this, I do have to shout out today's sponsor, and that is Clean the World. If you don't know about the Clean the World Foundation, go check them out, cleantheworld.org. They do some very, very, very good things, founded by my man, Sean Seipler. They do amazing things for people of need. They get these kits together. It's always over here. So if you're ever looking at my videos and you see it sitting here, it's always there. But they do some great things with the soap, and you get socks, toothbrush, all that stuff. And the way he started this whole thing is he realized that soap was being wasted in hotels. So he contacted all these hotels. I don't even remember the full number, but it's like ridiculous, hundreds of hotels. And he was like, give me your soap. I'm going to repurpose it. I'm going to clean it, and I'm going to give it to people that need it. Third world countries, natural disasters, the homeless, so many people that need these soaps. And especially with the natural disasters that are happening, he is there firsthand helping these people out. He also has the Wash Foundation that gets people clean drinking water, also shower stations. Go check him out. Check it out. Cleantheworld.org. Beautiful things. The man is doing beautiful things for people of need. 16 years he's been doing it. Amazing. Oh, one other thing before we jump to this. Trivia. I forgot to tell you the fact yesterday. I threw it away. No, fact's here. So I threw it away. Anyway, trivia for today. What uniform number did Pro Bowl safety Jeremiah Bell, 2004 to 2011, wear for the Dolphins? So what number did Jeremiah Bell wear? Don't look it up. Comment below, and I will tell you the answer at the end of the video. So ESPN has come out with, they do a bunch of different scenarios like Trey Hendrickson's and stuff, but obviously we care about Jalen Ramsey. So shortly before the Dolphins took the field for OTAs last week, Coach Mike McDaniel declined to elaborate on Ramsey, who the team decided to move on from in April. Nothing has changed. When asked about the Pro Bowler, McDaniel simply reiterated that his focus was on the players who are on the practice field. If you watch the Dolphin Collective, there's a lot of chattering. And, I know a lot of us, myself included, want to keep Jalen Ramsey around, but it seems like that bridge, let me move myself over, is like, it's beyond burnt. It's like char roasted. So I doubt anything will come of it, but Ramsey is likely to be traded before the regular season begins, despite having signed a 3-year, $72 million contract last September. General Manager Chris Grier's decision to part ways with Ramsey points towards an off-the-field disconnect between team and players, considering Miami actively searched for a starting corner early in free agency. The Dolphins signed tight end Hunter Long, sent tight end Hunter Long in a third to Ramsey to get him. Yeah, you can't cut him. I know some people were like, well, are they just going to cut him? You can't. You take a huge cap hit if you cut him. You have to trade him. So it's the thing. Speaking of, your first one right here. This is from Jeremy Fowler right here. He says the Dolphins will send a 2026, will get a 5th and a 6th, but also cash considerations, and the Rams get Ramsey back. So what is the cash consideration? The trade offer does not involve a premium pick, in part because of the large sum of guaranteed money attached to Ramsey's contract in 2025. That $20.2 million has turned off some interested teams, but the Rams could cover at least $12 million of that in this scenario, helping Miami move on from a disgruntled player. A Super Bowl-sized reunion makes sense for Ramsey, as the Rams have a big need on the outside, already know how to get to best use him. So essentially, some money consideration will be taken into consideration, and the Dolphins get a 5th and a 6th. I don't know how I feel about that, if I'm being honest. I feel like you can get more than a 5th. But again, I feel like that is the biggest reason why Ramsey has not been traded yet, is because of his contract and how difficult that is, and probably what the Dolphins are asking for. But Jeremy Fowler says a 5th, a 6th, and some money to help out with the move. Next here, we have Daniel Graziano, who says the Dolphins get a 7th. My feelings is Ramsey gets released rather than traded, but either way, I'd argue the Dolphins aren't going to get a ton for him. The Rams know, and like Ramsey, he likes it in Los Angeles too. So with this offer, it makes sense for the Rams to flip the pick they got from Baltimore in the Tre'Davious White deal. They can't release him, Daniel, because he says, my feeling is he'll get released. They can't. It's like a negative $15 million cap hit if they cut him. It has to be a trade. So he ain't getting cut. He is not getting cut. This is from Ben Solak, and he says the Dolphins get a 2026 4th round pick. I like that. And the Panthers get Ramsey. He says Ramsey is a fan of the Panthers defensive coordinator, Avero, who coached him in Los Angeles, and the Panthers have a big need at safety opposite new addition Trevon Moehrig. A 30-year-old Ramsey enters the latter part of his career. Safety might be a better position for him. If he has the legs to play corner, starting role on the outside and in the slot are up for grabs in Carolina. The team made a huge addition across its defensive front this offseason, but still needs help on the back end. If the Panthers offer us a 4th, take them. 100%. Cool. Let's do it. That's where I'm thinking it's going to be. We gave up a 3rd and a tight end for him, and a 5th string tight end or 4th string tight end, whatever you want to think of him. But yeah, no, if we can get a 4th for him, sure. I'm thinking it's a 5th that could become a 4th, depending on, playing time and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, especially Carolina. Not saying Carolina is going to be horrible, but I think that will be more of a mid 4th than it would be a late 4th if you do trade them to like the Rams, or like the next scenario here, which is the Chargers. And right here it says Seth Walder's offer is the Dolphins get a 7th and the Chargers get Ramsey in a 6th. How does that make any sense? How do we get a lower pick and they get a high? The Chargers do not need Ramsey, but they have something some other teams don't: the cap room to absorb all of Ramsey's guarantees. The Chargers have a little less than $32 million in 2025 cap space, but more than $118 in 2026 cap space, the most in the NFL per roster management system. Ramsey would probably push free agent signing Dante Jackson into a backup role, would raise the defensive ceiling for a team that could easily become a true contender. So I guess essentially we are giving Ramsey in a 6th, so they'll just take him and they'll give us a 7th rounder. I don't like that. I don't like that. We could still save money by trading him. So no, that one doesn't make any sense to me. The verdict. Consider the Dolphins gave up a tight end long and a 3rd round pick to acquire Ramsey in the first place. Solik's offer is the closest thing to breaking even in terms of draft capital. An additional 4th round pick from Carolina gives Miami a whopping 7 selections in the first 4 rounds of the 2026 draft, including an additional comp pick. That's more than enough capital to either stockpile young talent as the team continues to build its financial flexibility or put together a trade package for a decision maker. Either way, a 4th-round pick is as good a return as Miami could get. Without Ramsey, the Dolphins would turn to fourth-year veteran Kader Kohou and former 2nd-round pick Cam Smith. Boy, who has publicly put pressure on Smith to perform after 2 underwhelming seasons. Yeah, so if the Dolphins were to pull this off and they were to get a 4th-round pick, they would have 2 threes. So they have 1-1, 1-2, 2 threes, because again, we traded out of the 4th. So we'd have 2 threes and potentially 3 4s, because we get the comp pick if Javon Holland plays a long enough time, because apparently that's a thing now. So the Dolphins would have 2 3s and 3 4s. And like Marcel Louis-Jacques said, they can use that to move up if they need to get somebody, right? So if they want to say, we do have a mediocre season or whatever, and we have like the 15th pick again or the 16th pick or whatever again, we can use those 3s, those 4s to move up, to get the quarterback we need, to get, whoever we want. We can even use the multiple 3s and 4s to move into the 2nd round, move back into the 1st round to grab somebody. There's a lot of different options. And it seems like that's where the mindset is with the Dolphins on getting this draft pick. But also, and this is something I'll probably talk about or make a video about sooner rather than later. I don't think I'm going to do it before the season starts. I think I'm going to do it in this dead time to really look at if the Dolphins are tanking or soft resetting or anything like that, because obviously that is the talk of the town with the Miami Dolphins right now is, are they tanking? Are they, a lot of people say March for Archie or Archie Manning's, I would say it's a 90%, maybe I'll give it an 80% chance he goes back to college. I think Archie comes out in 2027. But there are still good quarterbacks, but I don't think the Dolphins are tanking. Again, I'll make a video on that. I'll do it after minicamp. We'll talk about it and stuff, because we're going to, we'll talk about any trades and stuff that happen. Again, a lot going on, even though the football gods are going to give us a break. So, before we get out of here, what number did Jeremiah Bell wear? Did you know this? I did, because Jeremiah Bell was one of my favorite safeties that the Dolphins had. Him and Rashad Jones. There were some other ones that I grew up watching, McKnight and all those guys, but Jeremiah Bell up there, he was a beast. And Rashad Jones, 37. He wore number 37. I'm going to start buying old school jerseys. I think that's what I'm going to do, because I don't buy active player jerseys. I think I'm going to start buying jerseys of players that I liked watching. So, like, I'm going to get Madison, Surtain. I'm going to get Jeremiah Bell, Rashad Jones. Who else do I want to get? Chris Chambers, Randy McMichael. I'm going to get a bunch of jerseys. I don't know why. I just randomly told you that. I'll see you tomorrow. No, tomorrow's Saturday. I'm going to take the day. Is it okay if I take the day? If there's breaking news, you're going to get a video. But I will see you Monday, unless there's news. Monday is the day before minicamp. And then after that, we start our, series. So stick around, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. But I will see you on Monday unless news breaks. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.